George, wake up! Stuart shouted as loudly as he could. It's Saturday, the first day of the Pee Wee soccer season. Today's our very first game. We're going to play like Brazilians, said Stuart. He took off his pajama top and kicked it into the hamper. Goal, Stuart thought proudly, pumping his arm. Mr. and Mrs. Little and baby Martha were already wide awake. Mrs. Little was making a special first day of soccer breakfast. Secretly, Mrs. Little was concerned. She worried about all the players stomping around in cleats. What if Stuart gets clumped, she thought. Mr. Little could tell his wife was troubled. Honey, he's a little, he told her. We're all natural athletes. Then he handed Mrs. Little a jar that he was struggling to open. Could you open this for me? He asked. Mrs. Little was trying not to worry about Stuart when he nearly nosedived into the jam jar. I'm okay, he said. Oh dear, thought Mrs. Little. Snowbell the cat sighed. Stuart this, Stuart that, he thought. Is anyone going to remember to feed the cat this morning? At last, the Littles made it to the soccer field. As his teammates played, Stuart sat on the bench. And sat. And sat. The first half of the game came and went. The clock ticked. The score was tied. There were only 40 seconds left when Stuart heard the coach say the magic words, "Stuart, go in for Irwin." Yes, Stuart shouted. Mom, Dad, I'm going in. Swoosh! The ball whizzed over Stuart's head. The pack of Pee Wee soccer players chased after the ball. Thump, thump, thump. They headed right toward Stuart. Mrs. Little drew in her breath. I'm going down there to snatch him off the field, she said. Mr. Little held her back, saying, knowing boys as I do, he just might find that a little embarrassing, admitted Mrs. Little. Kabonk! George kicked the ball just as Stuart was running toward it. Oh no, Stuart was stuck to the ball. Whoosh! Stuart flew through the air and went smack dab through the center of the goalposts. The crowd cheered. Stuart's team had won the game. Do I get an assist? Stuart asked with a groan.